Having trouble with navel orangeworm in the orchard? Sidetrack Now Miso Mating Disruption is your best bet to minimize loss and maximize profitability. Used with Tresse's new multi-gender lures for your monitoring program, you can achieve the quality yields you deserve. Contact your local sales rep today. Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer Magazine, reporting to you here today with Thomas Jones from the Safe Food Alliance. We're all very familiar with aflatoxin, naturally producing mold in orchards, and the European Union, a major customer of California pistachios, has limits as to how much of that can be in a load, right? But there's another toxin-based mold that we want to talk about today that they're going to start regulating. So can you tell us about that, Tom?
Sure. I think you're probably referring to Ochratoxin A, which is another mold-based toxin or mycotoxin produced by molds that do occur naturally in the orchard. We're very familiar with aflatoxin, which is produced by certain species of Aspergillus. That's been regulated for some time. The EU is now looking at regulating Ochratoxin A, and those limits that are proposed to come into effect 1st of January would be 10 parts per billion for pistachios for further processing and 5 parts per billion for ready-to-eat pistachios.
So you're talking about 2023, right?
That's correct. 2023. It's kind of a challenge because we don't know as much from a cultural standpoint as to what are the conditions that help create the best circumstances for ochratoxin in pistachios. We're learning a lot right now. It does seem to be correlated to some of the same conditions that you see with high aflatoxins, so insect damage, heavy staining, and so forth. And we're hoping that using the tools that we have to control aflatoxin in the finished product will work as well on ochratoxin.
You're saying we don't know for sure that will be sufficient, or what do we know?
Well, we're still learning a lot. It does seem that ochratoxin, which is produced by a different species of mold, sometimes occurs independent of aflatoxin. So the fear is that you might have a load that's perfectly okay with aflatoxin, but had an OTA level or ochratoxin level that was too high, and vice versa. So we're still trying to understand more about it before the regulation takes effect.
Yeah, that can be frustrating because I don't think many of our audience here today may have even heard of this before. So this is, especially since you can't really see this very well, right?
That's correct. And one of the other concerns is the fact that aflatoxin has been globally regulated for a long time. The United States recognizes it as a food safety risk, so they've put a lot of research monies into looking at the conditions that lead to it. Ochratoxin, not so much. It is not currently regulated in the United States, so we don't have the research dollars behind the understanding of ochratoxin. So it's early days on this process, but hopefully we'll get on top of it.
We appreciate the efforts of Safe Food Alliance and helping us keep abreast of these issues that we're facing. Read more about these things in Pacific Nut Producer Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.